You've just spoke about a number of issues that fall under that banner of transformation. Let's take a walk through some of them individually. One of the flagship programs that has emerged, and quite successfully so, would be the CWIP program. Tell us about the CWIP program and where it falls under that banner of transformation.
So CWIP is CWIP, right? Community Water Improvement Program. That's a very good question, because I'll tell you how it started off. I recognize that whilst it was very, very fundamental to put together a transformation plan for WASA, and that report that the Prime Minister asked me to put together in 2020, the transformation plan, the implementation of transformation, getting the requisite financing to conceptualize projects, design projects, implement projects, all of these things, Wendell, they take a lot of time. Now remember, people don't appreciate that. Citizens don't appreciate all of the background things that must be put in place to get projects off the ground.
I want water now.
I want water now. I have been suffering for water for decades. I need water now. So you can't blame citizens for that, because when you get up in the morning, you want to ensure that you have water in your tanks, water in your pipe, to take care of your children, cook food, and go about your daily lives. I instructed my team that whilst all of the things that we put together are necessary and must happen in order to reposition the Ministry of Public Utilities and WASA to transform, to bring about the necessary transformation that we need to come up with some short-term solutions to deal with some of the crises that existed at the time, especially targeting communities that had serious problems with water or even never had access to water. I come from a rural community. I didn't have the luxury of pipe-borne water in where I live, so I know about going to a river to fetch water, going to a spring. I know about that. And I brought that experience to my office as Minister of Public Utilities, because you have so many communities where people can identify with that way of living. Not in the majority, but you still have communities, on the fringes, on the extremities, as we call them, unregulated communities, squatter communities, people who live on hills where the infrastructure was never designed to get the utility services or the water to their homes. So the Community Water Improvement Program was conceptualized to allow WASA and the Ministry of Public Utilities to respond to those challenges whilst we undertook the monumental task of transformation. So you work on the big ticket item of transformation, but you're also responding to the needs of communities who want water and want it now and cannot wait for transformation to finish. It's going to take years for them to get water.
So is it fair then to say that the CWIP program is positioned as a bridge between the immediate reality
That's right.
and forms part of your transformation plan?
Transformation plan. Because the transformation plan talks about the need for investment at the short-term level, the medium-term, and the long-term level. It's talking about over $1.5 billion. That's quite a lot of money. And you have to look at your capacity, you have to look at implementation strategy, you have to look at your procurement strategy. All of these things take a lot of time. But CWIP, as you rightly put it, was a gap to be able, and an opportunity to be able to respond to some of those critical areas, crisis areas, for us to provide relief to some citizens as you work on the bigger, on the broad-term policy objectives of transformation at the management level, at the organizational level, and some of the bigger projects that would obviously take some time. And I'll tell you this, it has been a tremendous success so far. We were able to complete over 75 projects over the last 3 years. It has never even happened in the history of the water sector. not even when WASA had access to billions of dollars in the past, to undertake, large projects that should have impacted people at the community level. So billions of dollars were spent, but yet still people in Paramin, people in Coruscant, people in Sangre Grande, in Church Street, parts of Tobago, in Charlottesville, Hope in Tobago, Chauvin Road, all of these people, parts of central Trinidad, Tabaquite and Siparia, didn't see the benefit of the billions of dollars that was spent and that previous governments boasted about spending. Some of these communities remain without a water supply. CWIP was designed to make the necessary interventions so that these communities can get a supply of water. And over the last 3 years, we formed small teams, we empowered team leads within the organization who never had the opportunity to lead anything or to design. So we were able to move the 24/7 level of coverage, Wendell, from 32% to 61% of the population getting access. WASA, the 24/7 level of service.
And that's over the 3 years span.
Over the 3 years span. Thousands of citizens who live in communities on the extremities, especially in rural communities. The latest community was in Coruscant, who never had access to pipe-borne supply of water, got water for the very first time. And anybody who wants to doubt the impact of CWIP, they can go to the people of Church Street in Matura, go to Pine Avenue in Sangre Grande, they can go to Upper Paramin, they can go to Granville and Cedras and Icacos, they can go there, go to parts of Tobago and Hope in Tobago, and parts of Chauvin Road, the extremities of Crown Point, go to parts of Charlottesville, and you talk to the residents, and you ask them, have you experienced the positive effects of CWIP? And you would hear from them. So if you don't want to believe what I'm saying today, you are free not to believe what I'm saying. But go to those communities and hear the testimonials of some of those citizens.
Hi, my name is Sherry Manga. I live up Church Street in Matura.
Hello, good day. My name is Marlon Knights from Las Lomas number 3.
My name is Lauren Farrick. I live at First Avenue, Mount Lambert.
Our supply of water was very bad, meaning that we had also stored water from down the hill to come up the hill on our evening times. Full water every day. There was no supply of running water, pipeline, anything, nothing on the hill, and it was a real great struggle to get water out here.
Before the project, the supply was unreliable. It was a 1-inch line running from the next street, which is about 300 or probably 500 meters away through the bush. And it was supplying the whole community, which is about 5 houses, but the community gradually began to grow. Unfortunately, the supply wasn't able to supply the whole community.
Before the project started, we would have water, but we would not have every day. For instance, if we needed to wash clothes, we'd have to check to see whether we have the external pipe where the water was coming in there to fill our tanks so that we'd have water coming into the tank so we could wash clothes.
Since this project started in my 23 years of living up Church Street, is the first time that we're having a pipe-borne supply of water. Get pressure water at least 5 times for the week, and it's very continuous and heavy pressure.
So the project was greatly needed, and alhamdulillah, it was greatly received by the community. The water supply right now has improved. We're getting water almost every day, and the water pressure is very good. We don't have a problem with it right now.
After the project though, however, we receive water every day. We never had to get truck-borne water or anything like that. But we have, most of the time, right now we have water every day. We don't have a problem per se to say we have to go and check the taps anymore to see if we have the outside supply. The tanks are always full because, we used to have to go and listen to see if the tank is filling. But right now, we are comfortable. We have water. The roads also where they dug up, WASA saw about covering it up the same day, because some people were worried about getting into their garages where the road was dug to put in new pipes. So that was a plus. And all the residents were very happy really with what WASA did and how they proceeded, how fast the job was done.
74 or to 75 projects were executed. We constructed over 15 new booster stations, 15 booster stations. We had over 50 something pipeline projects where we extended WASA's distribution system. We replaced high leakage pipelines. We constructed a new water treatment plant in Lupino. We constructed a tank farm in Upper Paramin. All of these things we were able to do whilst we work on transformation. Because of CWIP, I would have personally witnessed WASA workers becoming close to people who live in those communities. We would have seen where people from those communities, they got employment opportunities coming out of this program and from the individual projects. And the relationship between WASA workers and the communities was strengthened. And the people from those beneficiary communities had a completely different concept and mindset where WASA and WASA workers were concerned. Isn't that evidence of transformation?
Sounds like it to me.
So therefore, when the media or some segments of the media would have or want this country to believe that transformation and restructuring is about people going home and people losing their jobs, transformation for the Minister of Public Utilities is communities getting access to water. Do we still have much more to do? Of course, certainly. You're talking about years of neglect. And more you do is the more you see, people coming forward and asking for their community to be included on this CWIP train that they have seen and witnessed being rolled out all over the country. And whilst yes, we are happy that we completed over 70 or 74 projects successfully, we are looking forward to expand that to maybe another 30 communities in the 2025 financial year.